We always talk about how important first impressions are in video games, and it's vital for the developers to pick which scene will set the stage for the entire adventure to come. But sometimes we overlook the actual first scene of a game, the title screen. This is the most underrated part of a game's introduction, and for good reason. Frequently, only a little thought is put into these screens, and most people will go right past them without a second thought, myself included. So today, I wanted to take a look at the title screens that stopped me in my tracks and made me admire the artistic beauty that the developers chose to represent the grand adventure that was immediately ahead of me. Let's start with Hollow Knight. Now, this game is already one of the most gorgeous games to ever grace the medium, so it's no surprise that its first impression is also a sorrowful tapestry. The game lets you choose between 10 different screens depending on what in-game challenges you've defeated. While each one casts a different atmosphere, they all have the unifying theme of mournfulness and fragile beauty in a world that's already fallen apart. But of course, only one of them can be the best, and that would be the screen where Zote sings the main theme. Absolute perfection. Kingdom Hearts is the only franchise I can think of where the title theme is such a core part of the series. A pristine white alights the screen with a highly detailed sketch of the protagonist. My favourite is Remine's. Seeing Sora and Kairi with their backs turned to the camera, walking towards the heavenly light just fills me with warmth. Every screen is unified by its own unique rendition of Dearly Beloved, which creates this magical sense of sentimentality before you dive into these joyful and ecstatic games. And I know I'm about to make someone in the comments throw up, but this is genuinely the perfect embodiment of simple and clean, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Sonic the Hedgehog is another iconic title screen, with its protagonist confidently presenting himself before the world as it scrolls past him, and the catchiest theme song of all time starts to play. But it's Sonic 2's title screen that I want to talk about, and the respect that it gives to Tails. Nintendo has always given Luigi a lot of disrespect, painting him as inferior to his brother in every way. Sonic 2 comes right out and says, "This is Tails, he's just as important as our main character, and a core part of the Sonic 2 experience." It's incredible that in a time when mascots were the most essential part of the console wars, Sega gave equal footing to Tails right there on the title screen. The Last of Us has a title screen that sets the mood perfectly. To me, this windowsill is the calm before the storm, a serene, dilapidated homestead overlooking an overgrown meadow. You can tell that once in the past, something awful happened here, but now the pain has soothed. The world has moved on from hope, and nature has reclaimed the planet for itself. And once you beat the game and Ellie's switchblade is rested on the rotted wood, you have to wonder what it means. Maybe it means that Ellie, like the house, has also gone through her hell, and now that it's over, she can rest her knife and leave it where the past can't hurt her. Though with the benefit of hindsight, we know that one day it will. Xenoblade Chronicles may be the most angelic title theme ever presented, and this screen is nothing without its wistful piano music that I unfortunately can't play for you. Seeing the Monado lodged in an empty expanse where the serenity washes over the player as the sun sets and the world turns to night is such a powerful, symbolic emotion about how time moves forwards, but still, you always have the tools to change the future. This is genuinely an unskippable opening that will always make my heart flutter every time I load up the game. Yet somehow Xenoblade Chronicles isn't even the best title screen that features a sword plunged into the ground. That would be Final Fantasy VII, and its minimalistic approach of having the Buster Sword protruding from the ground as a soft melody swirls around you. It gradually builds into this symphonic orchestra that still isn't even able to convey the epicness of the journey you're about to go on. All the while the sword stays laying on the ground, asking you to prove yourself worthy, take the legendary blade, and conquer the trials ahead of you. This screen is so unbelievably perfect that the remake changed nothing except a remaster of the theme, which brings Final Fantasy VII into the modern age, an absolutely godlike opening title. But though this video wasn't written in any particular order, there's only one title screen in history worthy of being called the best of all time. Ocarina of Time is the most subtle opening to such a grand video game. Where previous Zeldas boomed with an illustrious air about them, Ocarina softly and gently shows the quiet moments on Link's quest. A boy who leapt through time and journeyed across the land to save all of creation. While there's more than enough content within the game to make an epic montage of all the spectacular things you'll do in Hyrule, Ocarina lets those moments speak for themselves. Instead, the confidence of Nintendo to show a somber gallop across the fields is simply one of the boldest choices in video game history. The title screen is one of the most overlooked yet important aspects of gaming. It's an artistic choice that can't be replicated in any other medium. And when developers put effort and emotion into these iconic frames of their masterpieces, it creates an aura of higher art, where the video game reigns supreme.